little. Alright. Should be live here. Should be live. Should be live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Sports Chit-Chat with your man, Kenny Can. Yeah, it's been a while. I know. Yes. We had to rebrand it a little bit here. But you know what? Still going to be the same business. We're going to talk about sports. We're going to talk about sports parlays. We're going to talk about where we side with on the sides tonight here, and obviously the chit chat and everything that goes with it. It is a Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, April 11th in the year 2023. And obviously we have NBA playoffs here tonight. We have a full slate of baseball to run down, and we'll talk about baseball a little. We're gonna talk about mainly baseball. We're gonna talk about basketball here as well. We got two playing games tonight here to discuss. WNBA, they just had their draft yesterday. Obviously, NFL, they're still in the off season, the process of, basically the draft starts in about 16 days. So teams are getting prepared, moving and shaking, and trying to get things squared away. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers and the Jets trying to get a deal done. I don't know what's happened with that. Is Lamar going anywhere now that OBJ is now on the Ravens? I don't know. Don't ask me. So yeah, that's about as much as I know about football right now, as far as guys are coming in, going in. Hey. So, obviously today, Bleacher Reports, I don't know how much you want to take this into consideration, but Devin White wants a trade out of Tampa Bay. So, we'll see if Tampa Bay decides to trade him or not, depending on if he has leverage. If he has leverage in his contract to where he can, not get traded to a team, like if a team wants to trade him somewhere and he'd say, nah. Screw that. I got this in my contract here, But yeah, we want to get up here and talk about the, obviously we want to talk about the good old sports today. Want to talk about baseball because we haven't got a good chance to talk about baseball. The teams I liked, underdog teams, and so on and so forth, but we're going to do it today here, so without further ado, let's get into the first big game here. And let me bring the New York Yankees into the screen here. Alright. And let me bring in the Guardians here. Alright. And let me bring in old ESPN over here. So, I got the little ESPN thing here so we can talk about the matchup. Talk about who we think is, talk about both sides of this matchup here. And, obviously, who we like. And obviously, I'll tell you who I'll be betting on later on here. But, good series. New York Yankees and the Cleveland Guardians so far. They played yesterday. Yankees had Domingo German on the mound. And, the Guardians had Shane Bieber on the mound. So, they had one of their big aces on the mound, and it was a pretty close game. Guardians came out to a good lead, but then the Yankees tied it up, but then Guardians ended up getting the one run that ended up taking them down. I was on the side of the Yankees covering the plus 1.5 because the Yankees were the underdogs. So I felt like that was my side of the bet, if you want to know from yesterday's perspective that nobody even really knew about. But yeah, these are two good teams. They have both only have lost 4 games. Two teams I definitely could see, uh, being there when it comes to October. In today's matchup, if we're gonna be looking at this here, let me get this. Let me get this big here. I'm gonna cover up here a little bit here. It's gonna cover up a bit here. It's gonna cover me up a bit here, but we're gonna. So as you guys can see, we have Garrett Cole pitching for the New York Yankees. I know it's hard to see. It's very hard to see. And then you got what's his name, Hunter Gaddis is pitching for the Guardians. All right. We obviously know Garrett Cole has been solid. He's been the solid ace man every time he's touched the mound for the Yankees tonight. So I don't expect anything different. I expect Garrett Cole to go out there and pitch the way he's been pitching. He's been, he's been on his stuff. He's been the Garrett Cole that the Yankees paid all that hefty money and really value him, and he's been pound for pound probably one of the best pitchers to start this season. So tonight I think he's going to have a good performance here. I think the Yankees, have the bats to do it, obviously. And whenever Cole is on the mound, I think the bats do wake up a little bit more. So we'll see tonight here if the runs and the bats come around, and as long as Cole is pitching dominant. And but the Guardians, they're a tough team here. They're 7-4, and they've been they're 2-2 at home, so they basically have a 500 record at home. Yankees are 2-2 on the road though. Yankees are 6-4, so both these teams solid here. But Guardians have the advantage. They won game 1, so we'll see how game 2 pans out. Obviously, you got your batting leaders here. You got Aaron Judge on the season, has 4 home runs. He's batting .333, 333 his batting average. He has 7 RBIs on the season. Gleyber Torres is batting .387 with an on-base percentage of .537 and a slugging percentage of .710. Then we got Giancarlo, don't call me Michael Stanton. 8 RBIs, 3 home runs, batting .278 on the season. On the other side for the Guardians, we have Josh Naylor. He's nailing the home runs here. 2 home runs early season. Batting a 216, 216 on the season so far. 7 RBIs to start the season off, so that's not bad at all. Miles Straw, another young player that the Guardians got from the Astros from last season. So he's batting .343 with on-base percentage of .489 and a slugging percentage of .400. Then they got Steven Kwan, 8 RBIs, no home runs, batting .283. But he had a big game early on in the season against Seattle, having a 5 RBI game, tying Larry Doby. So any injuries to note of here? Obviously Oswald Perez, he's day to day. Yardres Gomez is a relief pitcher, is day to day. Tristan Verling is starting pitcher. He's been out as of the 9th. Anthony Hall, left fielder, probably just a regular platoon guy. He's been out. On the Guardian side, Sam Hentings, he's on the 15-day IL as of the 10th of April. Cody Morris is on the 60-day IL as of April 10th here. Aaron Cavalli here is on the 15-day DL. or IL here as of the 10th. And Tristan McKenzie here had a great year last season. He's on the 60-day IL. So Guardians right now, the pitching is kind of banged up here. But the Yankees can say the same thing about their pitching as well. So tonight here, I mean, we obviously got Garrett Cole. He's pitching lights out, like I said. 2 wins on the season with an ERA of 0.73, a whip of .89. He's pitched 12 innings. He's only given up 6 hits in 2 appearances, 19 Ks, 5 walks. On the other hand, you got Hunter Gaddis here, who he doesn't have a win or a loss. His ERA is 3.72. He has a whip of .93. He's pitched 9.2 innings, 9 2/3. He's given up 6 hits as well. He struck out 8. He's walked 3. So, how will he do tonight here at home against the Yankees? We'll see. We'll see. We'll get to my predictions. We'll get to my predictions of who I think is going to win this game, and player props of the players I see in these games. I just want to break down the games, and then we'll get into that whole thing as it goes down. All right. So the next game we have on the dockets here. All right, we're going to do this here. Next game. Oh, what's up, All-Star? Yeah, the next game we got here, we got the A's visiting the We got the A's visiting the Baltimore Orioles here. All right, let me get the A's up here right quick. Change the logo here because we're no longer talking about the Yankees and the Guardians for right now here. Let's put the A's and the Orioles logos up here because, we have to put respect on their names here. Gotta put respect on their name out here because, every team deserves to be talked about in a good manner. I mean, as long as they're just not dog shit. Which, we'll talk about the A's here. The A's definitely one of the teams that are not going to be the best. But I've seen a lot of A's games throughout the years, man, and seeing the Oakland A's, that are gonna be basically seeing the A's that are probably end up gonna not be Oakland anymore is gonna be a sad day. I'll be honest with you. Growing up watching those games, have my father take me to those games, is a sad state of affairs. But what can you do about it, right? Alright, let's get this Orioles logo up just a tad bit bigger here. There we go. Alright, so now we got the next 2 teams that we're going to talk about here. Definitely the Oakland Athletics and the Baltimore Orioles. Obviously, the Baltimore Orioles are the much better team here, ladies and gentlemen, here. They were last night. They won 5-1 over the Oakland Athletics. The Athletics basically got killed against the Tampa Bay Rays, but the Tampa Bay Rays have not lost yet in this season here. Maybe tonight with Chris Sales, but we'll talk about that game a little bit later. We're teasing games. But Yeah, Baltimore Orioles definitely hand over fist better than the Oakland Athletics right now here. But it doesn't mean the Oakland Athletics don't have heart here tonight and won't come out here and play a, fantastically wonderful, amazing game here. So, with that being said, here let's get this let's blow this up a bit here. And let's talk about it. Tonight's pitchers here, as you can see, the Oakland Athletics, we have Kyle Mueller. They got him in the offseason, obviously trading for him in the Matt Olson deal here. But, yeah. And then we got Grayson Rodriguez. I think he's one hell of a great prospect. I think definitely he's their best ace. Not right now here, but we'll see tonight. I think tonight, especially against the A's, he could light it up. I mean, he wasn't a top pitching prospect for no reason. He lit it up last season in the Triple A's, and so I look for him to be throwing some pretty nasty, filthy stuff. But you know what? If you leave something over the middle, you never know. A team like the A's might come around and be able to, you know. But Kyle Mueller, he hasn't been the best pitcher. Let's just say that here. I mean, he hasn't the worst ERA here. So I mean, Kyle Mueller hasn't won a game yet. His ERA is 2.53, not a bad ERA. His WHIP is 1.13. He's pitched 10.2 innings, 8 hits, 8 Ks, 4 walks. Like I said, not bad, not really that bad. Grayson Rodriguez, 3.60 ERA, a 1.0 WHIP. Only pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 5 strikeouts, and only 1 walk. So, but the Oakland Athletics are bringing a road losing streak into this matchup against it. A's are 2-8 here. The only other team that is just as bad as the A's right now are the Detroit Tigers, and we'll talk about them a little bit later as well. But the A's are 2-8, going up against Baltimore is 5-5. They're 2-2 at home. The A's are 0-4. The A's have not won a road game here. So tonight, could the A's get a road win here tonight? Surely they can, but they're going to need a lot of things to fall their way. Definitely get their pitcher up here that basically gave up 8 hits and walked 4 people. That's not gonna work tonight. The A's so far, as far as the bats have been concerned, the A's have not. The A's just. The A's are, I'm looking at their ERAs right now. Okay, as far as who's particularly playing tonight, as far as their lineup card that I'm looking at right now, we have Tony Kemp batting leadoff, batting 200. Ryan Node batting .182. Jesus Aguilar batting 2.50, not bad. There's Brent Rooker batting 111. Jace Peterson batting 172. Kevin Smith, shortstop here, 0-4, but I think he has no batting average. You got Connor Capel here with a 2.67. You got Shane Lagallers batting 219, and you have Eduardo Ruiz batting 219. So the bats have not actually been here for the A's. And so in order for the A's to win tonight, not only are they going to have pretty good pitching here, they're definitely going to have some bats. The bats are going to have to come alive here. If not, the struggles will continue. And obviously they're saying Ramon Laureano, Jesus Aguilar, and Jace Peterson. I mean, I wouldn't say that all three of those guys are they're their three best guys, but that's who's doing well so far for their season here. Batting wise here, for the Orioles here, you got Ryan Mancastle, Adley Rauschman here. So I mean, and you got Cedric Mullins. So I mean, they got some great hitters here, and Baltimore. It's to say that the A's, they have a chance, as as Jim Carrey said, there's a chance. Yeah, I have a chance, Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber when he thinks he has a chance with a woman when he really doesn't have a chance, but let's just keep it that way. Because alright, and then the next game we have, let's talk about the next game here. Let's talk about the Houston Astros here, taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates here. Okay. Alright. Shrink that down a bit right now here. Alright, and let's get the Astros logo up here. Let's get the Astro logo up here. Alright, where's the Astro logo? There it is. Put the Astros logo up here. Because like I said, it's been a while since we talked any type of sports, so we had to talk baseball because we talked mostly everything else here, mostly all the other time, but not so much baseball. Now we got the Astros and the Pirates here. The good old Pirates. Oh, Pirates, yes, they ride by. Sold giant to the merchant ships. Many must to Kai from the bottomless pit. But my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? It's all I ever had. Redemption songs. Good old Bob Marley. Those of you that don't understand. People think, wow, you're a white person. Why do you listen to Bob Marley? I love Bob Marley. That's what I sang when I was out in frickin' war. Kept me a peace of mind. That people don't know what a peace of mind is. They just want a piece of the pie. But I don't want to digress here. We're talking about sports. Alright, we got the Houston Astros and the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Astros got a big victory yesterday, beating down these Pirates at home. But these Pirates this year have actually put up a pretty good record. Let's bring it up here. Alright, so the Houston Astros are 5-6, 2-2 on the road. And the Pittsburgh Pirates are 6-4, 2-2 at home. So we have Christian Javier on the mound for the Astros. He has won his first start. This is his second start of the season. He has a 3.27 ERA, a whip of 1.27. He's pitched 11 innings, giving up 13 hits, 11 Ks, and 1 walk. We got Mitch Keller on the other side for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's won his first matchup as well. This is his second go round. He also has a 3.86 ERA, so both pitchers have a 3 ERA. Mitchell has a 1.37 WHIP. He's pitched 11 2/3 of an inning, only giving up 10 hits, having 15 strikeouts, 6 walks though, and he's given up a home run. So a lot of runs given up here. The bigger news here for the Pirates is Oni Cruz is going to be out for at least 4 months. And that's a big blow. That is a big blow for the Pirates right now. He is a young shortstop there. I mean, they have another guy, Luis Pergruno, that they could bring up right now, who they could probably slide him in there along with Jay Hybe and some other good players they have there, young other players there as well. But it's sad to see because I was really high on Oni Cruz this year. Thought he was really going to have a breakout season, and obviously, injuries happen. It's part of sports, part of life. We can't predict these things, and hopefully he'll get better and rehabilitate and be able to come back, and hopefully by that time the Pirates are still competitive enough, and maybe he can, be a part of that. He's the future of this franchise here. All right. With that being said, they still have Brian Reynolds here, who I admire very well, and I think he's highly talented. So tonight's gonna be tough though. And Christian Javier is a great pitcher. The Astros, they kind of struggle a bit. Altuve has a broken thumb, no pun intended. But they still got Bregman out there. They got Yordan Alvarez. He's still out there hitting home runs. Kyle Tucker, Pena. I mean, just to name a few guys. They brought over Jose Abreu, for the Chicago White Sox. So definitely wouldn't surprise me if the Astros get another victory here tonight in Pittsburgh. But maybe Pittsburgh comes back for a little bit of revenge tonight here. Goes for that revenge tour here that all of us are talking about here. So alright, let's put that down here. Alright, now I want to talk about the Red Sox, and I want to talk about the Rays here, because we got to talk about this game, because this game has significance on many different levels, let's just say, okay? On many different levels, because historically, right now, the Rays are on a collision course. They're 10-0 right now. They basically, one of the, third teams to start out 10-0 in baseball, since they've kept these records here. So I think it's definitely we're gonna see. We're seeing great baseball right now, especially from these teams, especially from Boston. Boston last year they weren't very, let's be honest. Boston wasn't very competitive last season. They were not very competitive at all. They were a shell of what Boston baseball usually is, the Red Sox baseball. But this season here so far, they played pretty well. They played very well. And to say that, and it happens, they all play in the same division, like that as people don't understand, that division is competitive. I mean, that division is no slouch. All right, so we got Boston and we have the Rays here. Let's get it here. Let's get it. Let's talk about it. Rays. I mean, a lot of people didn't expect them. You know, obviously the Yankees had the year that they had last season, but Yankees are having a lot of pitching issues, and you know some guys are being a little bit tested, hurt early. Um, People thought the Blue Jays as well were going to be a heavy favorite in this division as well, coming out and the things that the Blue Jays did in the offseason about getting some guys and bringing over some bats, you know, veteran bats like Brandon Belt and you know that Whit Merrifield obviously they got from Kansas City last season. So and then you have the Rays, you have the Orioles in this division now. And you know, obviously this division is competitive, and everybody wants to write off the Rays and think, well, Tampa Bay, they're a small market team, and but they plug and play. I give the Rays a lot of credit. Their organization, you know, they do this plug and play. You know, they do better than this whole Oakland A's Billy Bean. So sorry to say it, but that whole shit is you know needs to go bye bye. You know, the Rays, even though they're a small market team, they're still getting players and they're finding ways of plugging guys, and boom, it's working. And I just tell them just whatever you're doing, keep doing it. It's working, and maybe the season it pays off. You know, you get guys like Wander Francone to stay healthy, and you know somebody like I said, some of the young talented players, Isaac Andreas here. They have these talented players. You know, Shane McClellan is pitching lights out as well, just like Garrett Cole. I mean, these guys are just you want to talk about, you know, you got to face people in this division. You better have some aces, and you better have some people that can pitch. And so now 10-0 here. The streak comes on the line here. I mean, Boston. It was scoreless until a Brandon Lowe home run. That basically ended up being the only run on the board and helped the Rays win yesterday and keep their streak alive here. So today, who knows? Is it going to be different here? Let's see here. Let me bring up the board here. Whoops, I forgot to change the game here. Alright, so give me a few seconds here because I have to change it to Boston. Boston and Tampa. I forgot I still had it. It's still on the Astros and the Pirates here. But yeah, so the Rays are on a 7-game home winning streak right now. All right. Well, looks like we thought it was going to be Chris Sales, but it's not Chris Sales today. We have Garrett Whitlock here is going to get his first stint of action here. And he's going up against my man Shane McClanahan that I was telling you about, who's having a lights out season. He's won 2 starts already. 2-0 with a 1.50 ERA, 1.17 WHIP, 12 innings pitched, 9 hits, 12 Ks, 5 walks, no home runs given up. I mean, Shane McClellan he's pitching lights out, man, and he's a left-handed pitcher, and basically the Rays go as far as he'll take them. And like I said, the Rays, they got Wander Francone, but they also got Randy Arozarena, who played well in the WBC, and you know he played well last season as well here. Like I said, they got some other players as well. Adam Duvall now, he's been a big hitter for the Red Sox, but I think he injured his wrist, so we'll see how long that he's going to be out for. But Rafael Devers, yeah, he's been good for them as well in the season, batting 302 right now. They got Martial Yoshida. He's batting 235, the Japanese prospect here. Also, Alex Verdugo, he's batting 325 right now here. So, not too bad. And like I said, the Red Sox are 5-5 on the season. They are 3-1. Yesterday was their first loss on the road. They were the road warrior Sox, let's just put it that way. But can they pull it off tonight here? This would be a big feat tonight if they put the first loss, and especially against Shane McClellan here. They're going to have to get some runs. They're going to have to get some hits. They're definitely going to have to, make McClellan throw something that, maybe he didn't want to, or leave something over. But definitely going to be a great game to see if, the Rays can continue to make history, against Boston, and maybe Boston could be part of that history of being that team that ends that history, and maybe they go on a run themselves. So we will see. All right, the next game we have the Miami Marlins taking on the Philly Billies. All right, there's that. All right, let's close this down here, and let me get the Phillies and the Marlins logos up here, because that's what I like to do here. So bam, there we go. Got the logos. Like I said, trying to just go through the teams, talk about the baseball, and then we're gonna basically go into some NBA, and then we're gonna talk about who we want to win tonight. Who are we backing? In the segment I call who are you backing? Who are you putting your motherfucking... Who are you going with here? I mean, I could probably do it right now, instead of just going through the whole process of, hey, these teams and that team, But I just like to talk about the teams, because I haven't really got to talk about the teams like I should have talked about the teams. But yeah, like I said, Boston and the Rays definitely going to be must-watch baseball today. All right. Well, you know what? Let's stop patty caking around here. We're gonna get to the meat and potatoes, what everybody likes to know. Like what everybody likes to know is who's winning, who's gonna win tonight, who we betting on. Alright, let's get our trusty dusty side over here. And we're gonna blow it up a bit here. But not to where you can't see my... But this is what we do here. We go on our trusty dusty site here. And we get down to business. Everybody wants to know. Everybody usually wants to know, who are you taking? Where do I put my best foot forward here tonight? All right, obviously we'll start with the Yankees and Guardians as we've done here. I was backing the Yankees yesterday because they were dogs. They covered the 1.5. Today, Cleveland. Cleveland is the dog here, but I can't bet against Garrett Cole here tonight. I can't bet against Garrett Cole here tonight. But would it surprise me that Cleveland covered the 1.5 run? I mean, no. I mean, I could see Cleveland maybe. I mean, they got a 1-run win yesterday, but I don't know. Today doesn't seem like that day for me. I don't know. I feel like the Yankees, Garrett Cole, he's solid. Yankees gonna get some runs here today. I mean, this Gaddis. Now 8.5. I mean, if it's gonna be a dominant game here, I think it definitely stays under the 8.5. But if it gets crazy here, and like it can be, I mean, you never know. Astros and Pirates here. Astros won yesterday. We were on the Pirates yesterday. I feel as though here we got Christian Javier. We got Mitch Keller here. I mean, both pitchers are pitching in the threes here. Could 8? I don't know. I feel like 8's a decent run number for this game here. Unless, like, somebody just leaves it over there. I just feel like 8's the magic number. And the A's and the Orioles here. I mean, like I said, I was a big person that wanted to back the A's that they could win over 60 games. Because I don't know if you can get that anymore. You probably can't get the season odds now of that. But I don't know. I'm just not a. You got two lefties on the mound here. You got Kyle Mueller here, and you got Grayson Rodriguez here. The A's haven't won a game, and usually that to me, they haven't won a road game. That to me like screams to me, Kenny, please bet that. Please bet that. You like betting these quirky, weird things, and people haven't won a game, and you want. Like I did in college basketball or football, teams that didn't win, I wanted to pick a team. I wanted to pick them to see if maybe they can get that win. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't go winless. But the A's, it's to me right now. The A's, it's hard for me to back them right now. They don't. The offense hasn't really been there, to be honest. I mean, we could sit here and blame the pitching. I mean, yeah, they had this other Japanese pitcher, Shinoto. He's been Shitoto. He's been shitaki'd, getting shit canned his last two outings. I mean, to be figuratively. I mean, he was terrible. I mean, but yeah. Baltimore here. I mean, and we got. They think over 8.5 tonight here. I mean, I think it went 5-1, so it went 6 runs. So it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me, but I kind of like the Birds tonight here with Grayson Rodriguez on the mound here. I'm gonna lay it with the runs here. Run line with the Orioles here. That's where I'm feeling comfortable here. Then we have the Red Sox, and we have the Rays. Over 7.5. I mean, that is crazy talk right there. I mean, unless Shane McClellan gives up some runs, and only went 1 run yesterday, so there's got to be runs today. Well, I mean, I'm a figurative believer in that. And then Garrett Whitlock, I mean, I don't know how great he's going to be. I mean, it's his first action pitching out. And we know what we can expect from Shane McClellan. He's been lights out. He's been stellar. So And I'm gonna, I don't know. I want to be on the side of the winning side of this one here. But I'm kind of I'm feeling froggy here. I'm feeling froggy. Like we went with the Orioles on the run line here. I think we go with the run line here with the Rays that they win by 2. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just a gut feeling here. Just a gut feeling here. And then, we have the Miami Marlins and the Phillies. We have Jesus Lazardo, ex-A's right here. Talk about ex-A's pitcher and we have Aaron Nola. Phillies dominated. Phillies Sandy Alcantara is a great pitcher, and they so I again have to go with the Phillies tonight here. I have to go Phillies money line tonight here. I just Miami. I mean, both teams have only won 4 games. So both teams are one's 4-7, I believe, and the other one's 4-6. So, but I just think the Phillies just have enough, and I mean they had a lot of bats yesterday come around, and I think Aaron Nola is a hell of a great pitcher. Well, I mean a lot better than Lazardo. And the over 8 runs. I mean I don't know. I don't know. It could happen tonight. I'm not gonna And then we have the Detroit Tigers taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. We got Matt Manning pitching on the mound for Detroit Tigers. And for Toronto, we have Alek Manoah. So, here again, another team that is not really had the bats come alive for them is the Detroit Tigers here. Them and the A's are probably the most, they're the most saddest, of teams that just have not been able to get runs. I mean, they've won some games, but it's the only time that they've won games because of the runs. Same thing with the A's when they've been able to bat some runs in. But other than that, they have not been a very good baseball team. I mean, I know it's only a small little sample size to begin the season, but still. And Blue Jays are playing, in Toronto. So, and I'm a believer in them here, so give me Toronto on the money line here today. Give me the Blue Jays here. And then we have the Padres and we have the Mets here. I mean, Padres have kind of figured things out a bit here, and we got lefty on lefty action here. We got Ryan Weathers on the mound for the Padres, and we have David Peterson here for the Mets here. The Mets are the favorite team here. I actually like the under 9 here. I don't know why. I feel that way. I just figured go with the gut. Go with the gut. And we have the Braves and we have the Reds. I think the Braves ended up losing yesterday. I'm confident today the Braves come back and get a victory over the Reds here. Yeah, I'm very confident in that one here. So, White Sox versus the Twins here. White Sox got a victory yesterday here, but I like Pablo Lopez. I think he's been dominant here. And I don't know. Call me crazy today, but I'm getting this fever of a run line fever right now here. And so I'm leaning Twins on the run line here to win by a run and a half, which means they have to win by at least 2 runs. So I like that there. And yeah, White Sox. I mean, losing Tim Anderson, that's gonna hurt a little bit here. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. Like the old Johnny Cash. I will make you hurt. We have the Seattle Mariners versus the Chicago Cubs. Chris Flexen versus Hayden Wisniewski. Obviously, the Cubbies walked it off. Very close game here. And you know what? I'm going to take the under here tonight. The under 10.5 here between the Cubs and the Mariners here. But don't be surprised if both these teams keep it close once again here tonight. But I don't know. Maybe it might be an offensive explosion tonight. But that's what I'm kind of leaning. I'm kind of leaning under the 10.5 here. All right, we got Kansas City versus the Rangers. We have Jordan Lyles versus Jacob deGrom. Now the Royals have been a team that I was on them last season, and I this season I feel like maybe they could be better, but they're kind of been a struggling team as well. I mean, they have some really good bats, and the pitching's kind of but the bats. But against the Rangers yesterday, they really got beat up bad. They got beat up. They got beat up bad. And so today, like I said, I got a fever here. I got a fever. And maybe it's a crazy fever because I'm taking the Royals plus the run. Yes, you heard me. I didn't stutter. Didn't misprint. Taking Royals plus the run. I know that is very crazy. Crazy fever. Gotta go get my head checked now. But moving on. We have the St. Louis Cardinals taking on the Colorado Rockies here. Alright. They're playing a Mile High. Yesterday it went 11 runs. Today is 12. Miles McLaughlin and Kyle Freeland. So, do we take plus the 1 run here with the Rockies here? I don't know. I'm over here thinking maybe it goes over 12. Maybe I'm the crazy dude that says it goes over 12 here today. Maybe there's just runs galore. Maybe it goes over that here. I mean, so, and then we have the Nationals taking on the Angels. We got Josiah Gray taking on Shohei Ohtani. So, pretty high scoring affair yesterday. Obviously, Josiah Gray. And we have Shohei Ohtani. Show me your Ohtanis. And again, maybe I'm just on the proximity of but I'm going to take the over 8.5 here tonight. I don't know. Seems to be a little bit, I'm taking a little bit of crazy ones here today. But the over 8.5, I don't know, Nationals and Angels. Just kind of feeling it. Just kind of feeling that vibe. Kind of feeling that vibe with those two teams here. That's what I'm feeling right now from that game. We got Milwaukee, and we have the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks have been playing very well. Very, 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 very well. So let's take the Diamondbacks once again here, money line here tonight. Corbin Burns is a great pitcher. It's not gonna be an easy one for the Diamondbacks to win. They're gonna have to definitely for sure. And last but not least, we have the Dodgers, and we have the Giants. We have Dustin May, Alex Wood here. There was a lot of runs. I want to go with the under 8 runs here tonight in the Giants and Dodgers here. I think this one's going to be a little. I mean, last night it was what 9-1 or something like that. It ended up being 10 runs here. I don't know. I'm thinking the under there. So I mean, there you have it here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15, okay? I'm not going to bet this is a 15 parlay. I'm going to let y'all know this. I'm basically just this is where I am leaning right now. As far as if I was going to bet this, I mean, I'd have to, obviously I'd slice it in 2 ways. But that's what I would look at as far as the MLB goes. You want my take here on the NBA playoff games here tonight here. All right, let's get it up here. Let's get up the NBA here. I wanna All right, obviously we have Iceland and we have Qatar, but we're not betting on any of those teams. Definitely not betting on any of those teams. Let's just keep it real. Just keep it real. Let's just keep it real here. All right. So we have the Atlanta Hawks tonight taking on the Miami Heat. And we have the Minnesota Timberwolves going into Los Angeles tonight to take on the Lakers here without Rudy Gobert. Now, that's the bigger story. They suspend Rudy Gobert for this game, knowing that it's a big game. Knowing it's a big game and knowing that, okay, they're going to need him, Because I'm not saying that Rudy Gobert's the X factor, but I think if they would have had him, the game to me would be more, I'd say there'd be more defensive pressure. Now with him out of there, it leaves the paint vulnerable. And I think AD's been attacking the paint. A lot of these other guys have been attacked the paint, like Austin Reeves. So it doesn't bode well. It doesn't bode well for the Timberwolves tonight. I'm just saying that as far as hypothetically. But, maybe Ant and maybe some of these other guys, Kyle Anderson, who he punched, maybe they fucking say, fuck that shit. We got to win this shit. I know, yeah, maybe Rudy punched us and this and that shit. But you got to use that as some sort of motivation. I mean, I understand, teammates fight. It's part of the game. And families fight all the time, okay? Families fight and they love each other and kiss and make up. But that's just what families do. They fight, but they love each other. It's not like they fight because they want to be ignorant and fight to beat the shit and whatever. There's people out there that just want to pick fights that they just fight just for stupidity reasons. But, I guess I'm digressing once again. But I still think T-Wolves can cover the 8.5 here tonight. I like the T-Wolves to cover the 8.5 in that game. Now tonight, Atlanta and Miami. I mean, they brought DeJounte Murray over, so I'll help them to be in this position here. And the Miami Heat, they've ever since that bubble, ever since they made it to that championship against the Lakers, it's just everybody's kind of written them off a bit, and we haven't been that same team. Is this the showing Miami wants to show here tonight. Because they win tonight, they're the seven. They are the seventh seed. They would inevitably be playing who? The Philadelphia 76ers, right? Assumingly, right? The 76ers, right? Or no? Or Boston. Yeah, they'd be playing Boston, I believe. Because I think you have Milwaukee 1, Boston would be 2. If I'm not mistaken. I thought Philly for some reason was number 2, but I could be. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to see Atlanta. I'd love to see Atlanta, be in the playoffs here, and But Miami, I don't know. Miami sometimes is a weird team. Yeah, and they're the favorite here tonight here. So let me go Atlanta, ATL. The ATL tonight, the ATLians, like the outcast, would say here. I really would love to do like pick straight up, take the Hawks and take the Timberwolves here tonight. I mean, that would be just being a crazy person. Just take the Hawks, take the Timberwolves on a crazy little bet. You sprinkle a little bit here and there. Maybe a little $5 bet here. I'm not saying you go put $500 down on it or whatever. Sometimes if you get a little inkling here on one or two teams, sprinkle a little bit of money here. And I think Atlanta has more than a good chance to win tonight. It just can they play good enough basketball? Can they get good enough stops here? Can they I mean, the same thing with the Timberwolves. Timberwolves have a chance to win tonight, but they're definitely going to be missing Rudy Gobert, and they're definitely going to have to play some defense to definitely slow down the Lakers. Because the Lakers right now they're on a roll here. I'm not downgrading or downplaying the Lakers whatsoever. I believe the trades that they made this season has definitely helped them and gives them a better chance to win, and especially in this type of playoff scenario. And bode well and go, play whoever they play in the first round and give them a good fight. Now, are they necessarily, champions in my opinion right now? No. But do they have the right pieces and the right guys around there to be able to do it? Yeah, they do. I wouldn't say they're the best pieces to have around you, but they're pieces that definitely have now stepped up and have an opportunity to step up. So. All right, B-Lad. What's up, B-Lad? But yeah, that's basically what we're looking at here as far as like, as far as what I'm looking at as far as betting here. That's the place where this is where I basically use. But yeah, I mean, I think, tonight we got great sports here on tonight here, Obviously, if we're looking at players to, watch out for here as well. I mean, like I said, Austin Reeves tonight. Look for Austin Reeves to be, I'd say maybe if he can get close to 20 points tonight with LeBron and AD, I think he's one of the definitely an X factor for the Lakers. Like I said, Jaden McDaniels, he didn't have a great game last game. Maybe he helps him and Ant tag teaming up. Tag team back again. Whoop, there it is. And speaking of Atlanta, I think DeJounte Murray, if he could really have a really big game coming out, And then, obviously for the Heat, how about Caleb Martin? Little Martin twins, maybe he steps up here. And I know Tyler Hero hasn't really stepped up either, but if we're looking at, NBA player props here. Baseball, let me think of a good name here. Let me look and see if there's. I'm not even looking at the player props right now. Let me go on the let me see if I can load it up here. But because I'm a pretty good player props guy. I mean, me and my sister, we've been doing pretty well as far as the baseball has been concerned here. The good old baseball is concerned here. Let's look at I'm gonna look at MLB here. Alright. But it says it's waiting too long. Well, it's okay. I can wait. I can wait. I can wait. But appreciate B Lad out here. B Lad, my man, All Star. You know how's everybody's Tuesday going? Hopefully you're doing well. You guys looking forward to any games? You could say what's up. Unless you just want to throw emojis out there, it's all good. Like I said, right now I'm just kind of just talking about who I think is going to be good. Kind of going some player props. Kind of talk about talk up the games because obviously baseball's coming up here. About the 3:30 hour. So we're in half hour window between that starting, and then we got obviously the playing NBA games here tonight. So yeah, man, I'm just back doing this again. I changed the name. It's Sports Chit-Chat now. It's no longer Fresh and Funky Sports or whatever. But I do got hair. People think that I don't have hair. I just wear hats just to cover up my baldness. But no, I do got hair. As you can see in the back, it's curly. Curly as fuck, so don't, sorry. Not gonna try to use a fucking curling iron or nothing like that. Just let that bitch curl. let that bitch curl. But no, I basically this is where I go. I mean, this is basically the place that I generally make some bets on here in Bravado. They've got pretty decent numbers. Like I said, I mean, it depends. I mean, if you're in a state where you can use, FanDuel or DraftKings, those are good as well too. They got good lines and stuff like that. Depends. You can pick player props or you pick, teams or whatever. I mean, it just depends. I mean, I just usually thought when I was just a bet was just like, okay, you pick a team, you pick this team either wins or you pick the whatever. And I started learning about the over unders. I started learning about the first half, and other things. And then obviously player props kind of been fun. I mean, at least for me, they're fun because it's like, man, you get to pick actual players you like and see if you can actually win a little bit of money and see how well you do. It's not like I don't gamble to make a lifestyle. I gamble just to have fun. I bet $1. That's all I do. And I recommend everybody else do the same. Just bet if you bet like $1, you just throw a little player prop here, blah blah. And if you throw away thousands of dollars, then you need help. More help than I can give you. Okay, go talk to somebody else because I would tell you you're crazy. To any person that wants to gamble an insane amount of money and willing to risk that, you're living on the edge, like Steven Tyler and Aerosmith says. You're living on the edge. You can't stop yourself from falling. Because we're living on the edge. But no, man. But we just appreciate you, B Lad, B Lad and All Star, coming in here. Like I said, let's see. This is the player prop things up here. Yes, 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 yes. Ooh, man. Garrett Cole pitch count. For him to go over 96 and a half pitches here. Woo! Man, that's a little dicey there. That's a little dicey there. I don't know about that one here. Let's see. Where's my other? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right. All right. So let's do this here. All right. Let me move. I'm gonna move my bet thing off here for a second. Here we're gonna blow up this here. Let me get this thing if I get out of here. Kind of covered my face a bit here, but we're going to, like I said, we're going to look at some player props here. Probably see a little bit better than the other one. But this is Underdog. I like this site, you know. I mean, I only like to promote sites that I definitely like. I appreciate them. They're good places to go. You definitely get good payouts. They have definitely good odds. Very great people. So I appreciate them, and I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting paid. I'm not a paid spokesman for either site or either person. And like I said, I gamble responsibly and don't gamble at all. Is my biggest thing. You know, gonna do anything here. But yeah, so you can see the little props here. So we got this going on here. All right, cool. All right, so we got Garrett Cole, 96.5 pitch count. Yeah, that is 7 strikeouts. And the thing I like about this is you can actually click on the player, and it shows you like exactly. It shows exactly how much. So he went 103. Again, he pitched 103 pitches against the Phillies. He went 95 pitches against the Giants. And he had 8 Ks against Phillies. He had 11 against the Giants. So it wouldn't surprise me if Garrett Cole went out here striking out machine. But then you have Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge props here. You got 2.5 hits plus the runs and the RBIs. Not a bad one. Fantasy points here, as you can see. Click on his. He had 5, so he had 5 yesterday, fantasy points. So he had 33 against Baltimore. He had 11. So definitely had himself a game. Yeah, Jose Trevino here. You got Gleyber Torres. Wouldn't be a bad. Then you got a couple player props here from the Guardian side. Hunter Gaddis, Jose Ramirez, Stephen Kwan, and Oscar Gonzalez. Then we got the Astros. You got Christian Javier, and you got Yordan Alvarez, Alex Bergman, Jeremy Pena, Kyle Tucker, Chas McCormick, Martin Maldonado, Marcelo DeBourne. Then you have Mitch Keller, Brian Reynolds, and Hiya Bay. Then we have the Oakland A's here. You have Kyle Miller, Tony Kemp, Jesus Aguilar, Connor Capel, Ryan Node. Then we have Grayson Rodriguez, Adley Rushman, Ryan Mountcastle, Ramon Reyes, James McCann. Then we have Marlins player props here. Jesus Luzardo. We got Jazzy Jazz, Garrett Cooper. You got Gene Hit Machine. You got Yuli Gilliari. Yeah, Yuli Gilliari. Then we have Aaron Nola for the Phillies. We got Trey Turner for the Phillies. Alec Baum, Nick Castellanos, and Christian Pachon. Then we have the Red Sox players. We have Garrett Whitlock, Rafael Devers, Masayata Masakayata Yashinda, Justin Turner, Alex Verdugo, Christian Arroyo, Connor Wong, Bobby Dahlbach. Then we have Shane McClellan, 91.5 pitch count here and 6 strikeouts. Let's see about McClellan here. Let's see, because that might be doable. That might be doable. Him going over. Because he's won 2, and he basically he pitched 6 innings. He's pitched 6. I mean, he went against against the Tigers. He went 94 though. He went 94 pitches here. But we'll see here. He's had 6 strikeouts here, so that's why they got that 6 strikeouts here. Then you got Wander Francone, yeah, Randy Azarina, yeah, Josh Lowell. Then we got Toronto. We got the Detroit Tigers. We have Matt Manning here. Ooh, 3.5 strikeouts here. That was kind of low. I was gonna say that was kind of low. That's why they're reevaluating his strikeout performance here. Alright, so been hit or miss, but he's definitely had over 3.5, so 4. It's probably gonna his strikeout's probably gonna be bumped up to 4 here. Walks allowed here. I mean, I'd probably say I'd probably say he'll allow more than 1 walk. Not a bad little prop bet there. Riley Green. Riley Green's not a bad. Javier Baez. Yeah, Matt Verling. Get a single. Achille Abadu. Then we got Nick Matten here. Then we got Alex Manoah. We got Matt Chapman here. Yeah, Carpenter. I was thinking about the old St. Louis Cardinals player. We got Vlad Guerrero Jr. You got Bo Bichette. You got George Springer. You got Alejandro Kirk. Alejandro. Kevin Kazmaier. Then we had the Padres here. Ryan Weathers. Juan Soto. Manny Machado. I want to be Machacho Man. Xander Bogaerts. Nelson Cruz. Trent Grisham. Brandon Dixon here. This is his first. Let's see. Is this guy his first major leagues? No, he's actually had a hit before, so. I always like, I always like to try to find it. Then you have David Peterson. We have Pete Alonso, and we have Francisco Lindor. We have Luis Cisa, Jonathan India for the Reds, Tyler Stevenson, Jason Valser, and Kurt Caselli. And you have Kyle Wright for the Braves, Austin Riley. You got Ronald Acuna Jr., Eddie Rosario, Ozzy Albies, Orlando Arca. And then you have Sean Murphy here. He was a big guy that got the Sam Hillard. Then we got Lance Lynn, the White Sox. We got Luis Roberts Jr., Andrew Vaughn, Gavin in between the sheets here. We got Oscar Colas. You got Rami Gonzalez. You got Jake Berger. Get that Jake Berger out there. And then you got Pablo Lopez. Get 6 strikeouts. Brian Buxton. Jose Miranda. Donovan Solana. Nick Gordon. Kyle Farmer. And Michael A. Turner. Then we have Chris Flexen. Julio Rodriguez. He didn't really cash for me to have a single. Teoscar Hernandez. J.P. Crawford. Then we got Hayden Wesniewski to have 4.5 strikeouts for the Cubs. Ian Happ. Dansby Swanson. Nico Horner. He actually got the game-winning run yesterday. Patrick Wisdom. Eric Hosmer. Trey Mancini. And we have Kansas City. We have Jordan Lyles. Bobby Witt Jr. Edward Olivares. And the Rangers, we have Jacob deGrom, Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, Aldis Garcia, Nathan Lowe, and Josh Jung. St. Louis, we have Miles Melkakis, And then we have Paul Goldie Smith. Goldie Smith. We have Nolan Arenado. We have Wilson Contreras. Tyler O'Neill. Jordan Walker. Kyle Freeland. I think I picked Jordan Walker yesterday, but he only had one total base here. Should have bet him to have a single, I think. But then we have Kyle Freeland for the Rockies here. Same thing with Mike Moustakas, Chris Bryant, Dickerson, Profar, Ryan McMahon, Ellis Diaz, CJ Crone, and Aquiles Tavara. Then we have the Nationals. We have Josiah Gray, Dominic Smith, Joey Manassas. We have Lance Thomas. We have Alex Call. We have Luis Garcia, CJ Abrams, Shohei Tani. Shohei Tani. Show your Tanis, alright? That's all I've been hitting. It's funny it shows us hitting and it just shows pitching counts here. So, 7.5 strikeouts here, 97.5 pitch count. I mean, I don't know. I think that's being generous. I think that's really being generous right there. Mike Trout here. Anthony Rendon. You got Tyler Ward, Gio Urshela, and Jake Lamb here. Jake Lamb, okay. Then we got the Brew Crew. Corbin Burns, Willie Adams. We have Christian Yelich, Brian Anderson, William Contreras. And then we have Merrill Kelly for the Diamondbacks. We have Kelt Marte. We have Josh Rojas, Gabriel Maruno, and Jake McCarthy. So that means McCall might not be playing tonight. Then we have Dustin May for the Dodgers, Mookie Betts, Will Smith, Freddie Freeman, JD Martinez, Miguel Rojas. Then we have Alex Wood, Michael Conforto, Thairo Estrada, Joey Bart, and Bryce Johnson. Okay, Bryce Johnson. Did he get a hit yesterday? No, he did not. Alright, so that is definitely your player props here for baseball. Alright, let's go to NBA here. Let's look at the player props for NBA. See what we got here. And then we'll end the stream here. Alright, we got Trigger Trey Young's playing tonight here. Okay. Got his player props up here. We got DeJounte Murray's player props. We got Clint Capella. He's playing as well. DeAndre Hunter. He's obviously a great defender. We got John Collins here. You got Bogdanovich. You got Akani Okongwu, another guy coming out the bench. They got him. They got Sadiq Bey here, another guy that could be an X factor here for Atlanta here tonight. Sadiq Bey could play really well. Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Buckets. You got Bam Adebayo. You got Tyler, not your hero. We got Gabe Vincent. We got Caleb Martin, who I think should be an X factor. Kyle Lowry, he should definitely be an X factor, stepping up. Maxi Strus, Kevin Love too. And then, last but not least, we got the Timberwolves and Lakers game. Timberwolves players, we have Anthony Edwards. We got Karl Anthony Towns. We got Mike Conley. We got Kyle Anderson. And we got Taurean Prince here. I don't see no Jaden McDaniels, so... We got LeBron James for the Lakers. We got Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura, Dennis Schroeder, Troy Brown, and Malik Beasley here. So those are just your those are basically your player props here. Those are your player props. Player props, player props. Alright. Yeah, I know you can't see me. It was basically, I was just wanted to show everybody the player props to see. I mean, everybody knows what I look like. I mean, by now you should know who I look like. I mean, but yeah, we've been on for an hour and 25 minutes, man. That's awesome to be back here doing sports, talking sports again here. And just, giving my little picks, my perspectives on who I think. I mean, a lot of teams have a good chance to win. It depends on the variables of the game. And basketball is a game of runs. Baseball, it's more complex than that. I mean, you're either hitting or you're not hitting, and you're just on or you're not on, and then just. But I appreciate you, B Lad. Appreciate you being in here. I know you want to see my lovely face. It's beautiful and sexy and luxurious. But I have to put up some other things too, because like I said, I don't have any cool bells and whistles behind me. I don't have no fucking green screen behind me. That's my window, and out there's a goddamn tree, and out there's the sunshine right now. But I try to do the best I can, and because I'm only one guy, and I want to give you a different perspective of everybody else that comes to talk sports. I mean, there's guys that are way better than I am, more experienced than I am, but I try not to look at it that way. I look at it as, I bring a difference to the table. I try to talk about player props. I try to talk about betting parlays. I try to just break down the games. I try to give my personal who I think would win. Whether you put your money on it or not, I tell you, don't put your money on it. And then if you do put your money on it and then you blame me for your pick, don't blame that on me. If you're crazy enough to go with my analysis, then that's all on you. I mean, I'm only trying to give the objective side, to give both sides a perspective, to look at, okay, how both teams can win, how this side can win, and how this side can win, and basically give you the perspective of where I would put my money, or figuratively where I put my money. But yeah, it is the 3 o'clock hour. We're definitely got to get in and make our bets and this and that. Make sure we'll finalize our bets and stuff like that. So appreciate you guys. We'll be back here tomorrow. I'm gonna try to be on early tomorrow because I know there's a lot of early matinee baseball. So just get on there and maybe do some live baseball talking and analysis. Kind of do some play-by-play a little bit here. Because like I said, I didn't really get a fair shot to talk about baseball like I do about football and basketball. So definitely want to give that a fair shot tomorrow. But until then, take it easy. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. We're having tacos tonight, so Taco Tuesday is definitely going to be on the menu. And yeah, take care of yourselves. Be safe out there. Love yourself first and foremost. Because if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love someone else? But we want people to have good vibes and good times, even though maybe life isn't always all that all the time. But we can't always focus on the bad shit all the time and be having negative and bad attitudes. Sometimes if we change our attitudes and different outlooks on things, maybe, just maybe, things will change. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves.